I have been manifesting becoming a professor at the EA University for a very long time. And then, out of nowhere, it became real. I'm recording this video to have a proof, okay, of my manifestation and really see if it works. If someone knows me good enough, you know that one of my dreams or my goals is to be a professor at a university. So I have my own school, which is cool, but of course, being part of a really good, prestigious, kind of like good stuff, you know, this level of university. Being a professor there, it's like another level, okay? So this is one of my goals this year. And when I have shared this, let's say with, I don't know, some friends or family, boyfriend, blah, blah, they believe that I can do it, but at the same time, they see how complex it's that. So today, I'm filming this because I'm going to have a coffee with a professor from the IE University here in Madrid. And literally, I'm doing the routine of like getting ready, picking the outfit, all about that, as if I will already be a professor. Another level of manifestation. So let me bring you a little bit of context of how I met Carlos. Looking to that moment, I felt that I waste my time in this event, which now looks sick, the fact that I thought that, but I was pretty annoyed. I went to this event hoping that this was like an event with like professors and professionals from the industry, okay? It turned out that this event, it was for people who wanted to start in the IE, and it was like an open day. So I was extremely disappointed because I remember that I was like having so much work. At that time, I was in the middle of launching a new program. We were like doing all the campaigns and it was really tough. You know, like when you go to one of these talks, at the end, there is always going to be a moment for networking. But literally everyone wants to talk with the speaker. So what I do, and this is a trick that I'm sharing with you, hopefully it's useful, is I always, even if I'm shy, even if I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, ask to make a question. And this question needs to be a really good one, okay? So I did that. I went there and I was asking what I thought was a really good question to Carlos. When you do this, they will remember you, you know, because you are like standing out of the crowd, you are asking a good question. So normally when I have been a speaker, if someone asks me a really good question, that face stick in my mind. And then if I get the chance to talk with a person in the networking part of the event, great. But if you don't, have the perfect excuse to send a message to that person on LinkedIn. And you say the following: hey, thank you so much, I love the event. I was really glad that I actually have the chance to ask this question. I love what you answer. I actually have more questions about that, but I didn't have the chance to meet you afterwards. Do you want to go for a coffee? Guys, every time that I tried this, has always worked. This is what I did. And then I met Carlos at an event that I was doing. So I was like, hey, we didn't have the chance to go on the coffee, but come over. We were like chatting for a little bit. And yeah, and then it's today. So today we're meeting for finally a coffee. I'm literally talking about that the event was maybe like a year ago. So today is Tuesday and we are 2 days away from the talk at the EA University. I'm super excited. Yesterday I announced it on Instagram, on social media in general. And I even asked, do you guys want me to document this process? And I was blown away by how many people respond to that poll, and 99% of people actually said, yes, please document it. So here I am. I'm trying to be more present on YouTube. More present, girl. I literally have one video in YouTube, but like if I'm being extremely honest, I consume so much YouTube. Like, I feel that YouTube is my channel, and especially because I feel that I don't know how to say things only in 30 seconds. Like, I need more space to think, to talk. I have been thinking how to incorporate YouTube more into my content and kind of like make the cuts for the reels. I'm actually getting ready because I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go on the treadmill. What I normally do there is I just put a podcast from more like talking about business or about fashion or anything about that. I'm just like 30 minutes there, and then I just come back, have breakfast, and then I go and start my day. If you follow on Instagram, you know that I practice slow mornings. That means that basically I do all the workout, reading, journaling, even meditating, although before starting my day. And I feel that ground me a little bit, and I start my day not stressing that much. And then around 11, it's the time that I sit down, and then I stay until whatever I need. Sometimes it's really short days, like 4 hours, and I'm good to go. Some other days are a little bit longer. But okay, whatever. On my to-do list for today, the presentation for the university. So I have to say that I don't have anything just yet. So presentation wise, I don't have even the first slide. It's insane how I got this opportunity. I'm super excited. But now let's go to the gym. God, if you think that treadmill for 30 minutes, 12 inclination and 4 speed, it's not gonna do anything to you. Look, now I'm so freaking hungry. It's time to go and have breakfast. Ta-da! Honestly, I could be eating this for ever. So I'm leaving home. It's actually one day before the session. Honestly, I'm feeling really anxious about the presentation. I'm like overthinking everything, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is actually going to be good, if I should say anything else, how should I organize. So the idea was to create a little bit of script and see what ideas come up. I know that some speakers always have the same talk and they repeat where they go, but I don't like that. I always like to create a new one. So I always start with a script, and that's literally what I'm going to do now. So here I have my beautiful notebook that I actually use it for content. I'm so much into vermouth moment. So I just discovered a way to do like a quick vermouth at home, and it's the ingredients: chips, like potato chips, boquerones en vinagre, guindilla. How you make it? Basically, you just open your chips and you put the boqueron on top. And that's it, and this is something that you eat before having lunch, to open a little bit the appetite. I almost fall asleep. Why I'm so sleepy. One of the reasons why sometimes I'm very behind my schedule is that I'm extremely optimistic with time. And I'm like, I have time. It's still 1 week. Oh, I will do this. And I start saying like, I will do this tomorrow. I will do this during the weekend. I will do this on a Sunday evening. I'll do this between these 2 meetings. I'll do this 1 day before. The slides are not ready. Could you be lazy but really hard worker at the same time? Guys, you're not going to believe what just happened. My dream, and what I actually put in the vision board, is to be a professor in the university. So it was like, look, early this year, I learned in the manifestation book that when you manifest, you need to put the work. On the first meeting, when I went to the EA, and the reason why I was texting Carlos, it was like, girl, you are already sure that you want to do this. This is one of your dreams. Now you're in Madrid. Now you're actually super close to EA University. You feel like I was feeling super prepared to actually be having a class. So when I was having a conversation with Carlos, I was, thinking, okay, let me actually figure it out how you get here. Like, with who do I need to talk? So Carlos was telling me, no, normally it's the decano. And each faculty has a decano. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like making connections and blah, blah. And then I remember that I came back home that day and I was like, okay, let me try to figure it out. What is the faculty of fashion? Yesterday, I was like, Claudia, tell me who is the decano of this and that. And I was trying to get like, info here, info there. And I got a contact, okay, of the decano. And I was like, should I send him a LinkedIn request? I was like, why not? Like, what I'm going to lose? So I prepared a super short introduction of who I am and what I wanted. And I sent that to him. I was like, okay. Then, I don't know if it was last night or this morning, I actually saw that he accepted this, okay? So he accepted, but he didn't reply. Tomorrow I'm going to the EA, so let me send a message to him to see if we can grab a coffee, like a 5-10 minute coffee, so I can pitch to him the idea of what I would like to bring. I was like, okay, so, and then I created like the perfect message. I was changing some things, some putting in my own words and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send to him. So I was like copy pasting my message to put in LinkedIn. This guy replied, okay? The decano replied. And I was like, no me estoy creyendo yo esto que está pasando. So he basically told me, hey, thank you for your message. The perfect person to contact is that other person. So she is specialized in luxury and fashion, among other activities. Feel free to email her, and I'm sure that she will be happy to explore. ¿Qué? O sea, ¿qué? No. O sea, now I need that we all manifest this, okay? I know it's my dream. I know that you guys probably don't care, but if you care just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, I need you. I need you here. Let's try to make this happen. This is the weird thing, that I have the feeling that I'm gonna have it, That's why I have been like manifesting this. Like, I feel ready. I know that now is the time. I have so much clarity. I have like a plan of what I would like to pitch and all of that. Now is the time. Seriously, I really feel it. If you believe in manifestation, you understand what I'm talking about. We are getting this opportunity. So I'm done. It's 10:21. Absolutely exhausted. So this is basically what you expect your life to look like after uni, because for context, this is people at the university on their 3rd and 4th year. Then I'm introducing myself. This is my family. I love to put this picture because all my family, we ended up being in the educational side. Although my mom studied that and my sister, but my dad and I, we started engineering, and somehow we also are in the educational. So my dad is a professor. So then the next thing is to introduce my school, then to the students so that we can engage, and then why you haven't started. This part, it's the part that is a little bit similar to the German. And then a couple of examples from my student. This is actually from Ibona. What will you do if you will know that you will succeed? Kind of like end on a positive note. And thanks. So I feel that I'm very much comfortable with this. So tomorrow I will pick an outfit. So maybe we can do this together in this video. Although I think that I will put my typical study XR outfit. Hi everybody and welcome. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Maria Martinez. Let's do quickly my hair. Well, I give you the news. So yesterday, if you remember, I was working on the presentation halfway through. I was, very sleepy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, let's start working. And then out of a sudden, I saw that the dean replied to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so he referred to the vice dean And then I sent her an email, an amazing email. If I'm being like super honest with you guys, I was not expecting that the vice dean was actually going to answer. Probably these people has millions of friends requests on LinkedIn, so why they are going to answer mine? She replied 2-3 hours after I sent the email. And I was in a meeting with a student from BFF, from with Gabby, and I was like no freaking way, no freaking way. I can't believe that she has already replied. What she said is like, hey, very interesting what you are doing and what you are proposing. She was like, tomorrow I'm not in the uni, but what if we have an online meeting? So not even a coffee, okay? An online meeting. And also she put me in contact with the academic director of fashion and luxury. Hair done, makeup done, and now is the moment to pick up the outfit. So I have two options, let's say. The base is this, white tee, easy, simple, classy, and then these jeans that my mom gave me as a present. And now, two options. If you follow on my Instagram for a while, you know this jacket already. 100% you know this jacket. Your loving on me makes me feel special. This is a very special jacket. I did it with my mom. So the base is actually just a denim jacket from Zara. But we actually print, this is fabric. We actually print all of my students' work. Look, this is me graduating from game development. This is Paris, which is one of our first professors. This was the name of the first program, Exciting Fashion, Fashion Tech. This is the work from Alina, if I'm not mistaken. This is from Sara. This is Alina as well. This work from all the professors and all the students. So this is option one. Two options for the shoes. This. So I feel that for this jacket, we could wear this, although, oh no, it's kind of sunny. Maybe this and this for the other option. So jacket number two, it's simple, okay, but it's kind of cute. It's secondhand. Probably it's from old men who maybe not in this world anymore. So I can tell the truth. And I feel that the shoes that goes with this vibe are more these. This one, much better. I now look. Let's go. Super excited, super. Let's see how it goes. Carlos has already seen and approved the presentation. So he just told me like, take your time to tell your story. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't like to talk that much about myself. I feel like no one is going to care that much. They actually really love it. There were a lot of people who wanted to start their own fashion business. Super, super excited. I'm back. Oh my god, it was so good. I have so much fun. It was really good. The energy was super cool. They were really interacting a lot. Although I feel that I was talking way too much, but it was super, super nice. I really, really enjoy. Actually, a lot of people want to start their own fashion business, and a lot of them have been thinking about it for a while. Actually, at the end of the session, I asked them for feedback because I really want to understand if the presentation is good, what they like, if people is understanding what I'm saying, and so on. I asked like a super short form at the end, so I asked them to rate. They all give 5 stars. And then I asked them, which part of the presentation do you find the most valuable or interesting? To say, the structure of the presentation, the way that it was presented was really clear and made it very entertaining. Oh, I asked this question at the end, that is, What you will do if you know that you will going to succeed. I read this question a couple of months ago and definitely click something on myself. So since then, I'm using it to finish the presentation on a very positive note. I told them that most of the time we put ourselves in scenarios that they are going on the bad side, like in the negative side, that something can go wrong, but we don't really do the same exercise for when actually everything is out there for you and it's going to be amazing and perfect. So cool. And then I asked another question. What is the single most important concept or piece of information that you learned today? To check if the message is coming across. So today's message, it was about just do it. You can do it without a big investment. You don't need to have everything figured out. So let's see what they said. To learn that fear is not always bad and can guide us to become a better version of ourselves and push us to build our own business. I'm so happy that this message came through because fear is something that has stopped me so many times from actually taking the step, or maybe not fully stopped me because I perceive myself as a really brave person and really takes quite some risk that I can manage, but I push it in time. I feel that I could have started my company way earlier when I really was starting to think about it, but I kind of like push it to the future because many different fears. Honestly, it was really rewarding opportunity for me. I'm so glad that I'm taking this step ahead and that I can, have the chance to just impact some people and, show the goods and the bad, the real thing about having a business and starting from zero and figuring out things that you don't know how to do and how to start and all about that. So I'm really glad that this came through. I'm also so happy for everyone who is following my journey, and I know that this is just the beginning. And if you don't, well, thank you so much for watching. This is the first vlog, hopefully, that I post, and this is definitely out of my comfort zone, so hopefully it's looking good. You guys can tell me. It's just my first one, so please be kind at the same time, and if you have some tips or things that I should be improving, that I love feedback, so please put it in the comment. Thank you so much. I hope to keep doing this. If you like it, I might probably do it. Thank you. Update, because today is Friday and I just had the meeting with the Bison and the coordinator. Of course, now I change because I'm going to do a class barre or something about that, by giving you an update. This is last minute, fresh minute. The meeting went so good. Like, I felt, I was coming in a little bit like maybe a little bit nervous. Well, no, let's be honest, I was nervous. Okay, girl, be honest, I was nervous and I was like preparing for a couple of days, like here and there, and thinking about possible options that they could ask me. I was like asking ChatGPT, like, ask me really tough questions, like, trying to be really prepared. Guys, the meeting felt so, it felt so much fun, even, to be honest, because it was really like, like the three of us just like talking since the very beginnings. The academic director, Diana, jumped in and she had the best energy. She was like, oh my God, like, I love what you do. I was like, oh my God, I love what you do. And we were like, I don't know, it automatically, like, I was not even 1 minute in the meeting, and I was already feeling like this is gonna go great, because it was not, like this weird energy, like interview kind of thing. It was really like, okay, cool, we share the same vision, we see in the same way. I have to say that I was a little bit surprised because I kind of like knew that EA was really entrepreneurship focused. Because at the end of the day, I have some experiences over there, like some talks and all of that, so I kind of like knew the profile of the students. But at the same time, I was so freaking happy that we share exactly the same, that we were both sides saying the same. So honestly, I didn't have that many questions to ask them because I was like, yeah, see the same as you. And then they were like, yeah, no, but I see the feed, so let us like think about it. But I definitely see that the vision that you can bring, And my background, so funny enough, I need to include this here because let me say that one of my insecurities for a long time, not anymore, not since many years ago, okay, but one of my insecurities when I was building my career path, it was that my background is a little bit strange in the sense like I'm an engineer, so I'm coming from engineering, product development and industrial design, so half creative, half technical, and then I jump into digital products, so UX UI, but then from there I was in medical, then marketing, then AI, then I jump into video games, which, I mean, for me all sounds logical, okay, but from the outside it could be perceived as, girl, what are you doing? Then from there I jump into fashion and entrepreneurship. So I feel that if you just read my CV and you cannot see in between the lines, my profile, it's a little bit strange. You could think, what the hell is she doing? But the Bison said like your background was like, thank you. If someone would have told me that I was going to be in this position talking with this type of people, this type of companies, and what they highlight, it's such a weird background in the positive way I have, like, I wouldn't believe you. Yeah, that's the latest update. Maybe on a future blog I will let you know more details about how I'm going to be involved with the AI, but to be honest, it really feels like it's gonna happen, which makes me extremely happy because, as you guys know, that was one of my goals and we're so close to achieve it. Yeah, so it's Friday, I'm off, not working, I deserve a day off, so I will see you in the next vlog.